Thank you, Mr. President. Malaysia wishes to align its statement with the statement delivered earlier by the representative of Ecuador on behalf of G77 and China. Malaysia views the early entry into force of the Paris Agreement on 4 November 2016 as a clear testament of global efforts and commitments to address climate change. In this regard, I wish to share that Malaysia deposited the instrument of ratification of the Paris Agreement on 16 November 2016. In line with this effort, Malaysia intends to reduce its GHG emissions intensity of GDP by 45% by 2030, relative to the emissions and intensity of GDP in 2005. This consists of 35% on an unconditional basis, and a further 10% is conditional upon receipt of climate finance, technology transfer, and capacity building from the developed countries. Malaysia remains committed in pursuing our climate objective through the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. One of our core focuses is in the area of forest and sustainable forest management. I wish to highlight that to date, 54.5% of Malaysia's land area is covered by forests. We reaffirm our commitment to maintain at least 50% of our land areas as forests and tree covered. Mr. President, we recognize that climate change issue is cross-cutting in nature. Climate change poses serious challenges to all countries, including in terms of persistent drought and extreme weather events, rising sea levels, coastal erosion, and ocean acidification. These extreme weather events are taking a toll on the sustainable development gains achieved by Malaysia. We experienced unusually severe floods in 2014 that devastated, amongst others, large area of cropland. Losses were estimated at USD 250 million and affected 2 million people. In this respect, Malaysia remains concerned over the impact of climate change on agriculture and food security. Malaysia believes that it is necessary to maintain a balance between natural area conservation, food security, and sustainable development. This balance can be achieved through adequate adaptation, such as applications of necessary technology. Therefore, in achieving our common SDGs goal, adequate financial and technology support, as well as capacity building, must be made available for developing countries to allow effective action both pre-2020 and beyond. Let me conclude by commending the initiative made by the PGA in convening the climate-related initiative, such as the Oceans Conference on Goal 14 and high-level SDGs action events. Malaysia views this initiative set the right momentum in the implementation of Goal 13 in combating climate change and its adverse impacts. Thank you, Mr. President.
Je remercie.